Confidence is not a thriving mechanism, it's a survival mechanism. The quest for confidence to be more authentic kills the authenticity that you're looking for. In the process of wanting more confidence to be authentic, you are making it impossible to be authentic. Confidence will not make you authentic, but authenticity will make you confident. And it starts from learning to welcome all your feelings, to fully learn how to safely feel all your parts, all your emotions in every situation. Whenever you are wanting more self-confidence, you're actually wanting to avoid an emotion. When you can feel all your feelings with safety, then you can do anything. You can improve your skills because you're not afraid. You can perform at your best. Then you become the most powerful person on the planet, because then you can take any risks. You can do anything because nothing blocks you anymore. You become free to do whatever you want.
Welcome back to Talk the Walk, where we explore how to walk your journey of healing, growth, and transformation with more success, ease, and joy.
Okay, hello, welcome back to another episode, and today I want to talk to you about something that is very present in all of our lives and can quite change your life in many ways, and that is confidence. Who here wants to be more confident? Just raise your hand, right? I think almost everyone wants to be more confident, and almost everyone is looking for some level of higher confidence, self-confidence, at least in some area of their lives. And it just can feel like sometimes you just don't know how to do that. You can feel its absence. You can feel that if you had more confidence, things in life would be way better for you. You'd be able to do more things, achieve more things, be more authentic, and so on. Feel better about yourself. But how do you just have more of it? It seems it's not something that you just conjure up or make happen. How do you actually build more confidence? And today my question is not just how to build more confidence, but not just any kind of confidence. My question and my mission for this episode today is to show you and learn together how to build a kind of confidence that does not depend on anything else, that does not falter, does not die, does not leave when things are getting harder, that it's always there for you no matter what. A kind of confidence that I call unwavering confidence. When you're confident no matter what. How would that sound to be able to achieve that level of confidence? I think that would sound amazing. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. How to achieve, how to become unwaveringly confident. And so let's start. And we need to start by looking at what confidence is. And so for most people see confidence in one of two ways. They either see it like as a feeling or as a trait. So what do I mean by those? A feeling, they see it as like something that you feel in the moment. Something that's like, oh, I'm feeling confident. It's like a feeling. I'm feeling it now. And that is one way of seeing it. The other is seeing it more like as a trait, which is, okay, it's a characteristic of me. I am someone who typically feels confidence, right? So you see confidence as not just something that you feel in the moment, but actually a trait, something that is part of who you are. You embody that characteristic. And the thing is, both of these definitions can apply to confidence, and they are both true. They are both accurate ways of defining the word. But the problem is, if you define them that way, you're actually going to get stuck trying to have more confidence. Because first, if you define it as a feeling, you very well know that feelings are many times outside of your conscious control, and they are transient. So you can be feeling it now, but not later. And so how are you going to make it so that you always are feeling that feeling? It's going to be very hard for you to actually be able to achieve that, if possible at all. I mean, you've probably tried to force yourself to feel something before, and how did it work? Probably not so well. So that's the problem of seeing confidence as just the feeling, and seeing it as a trait. Well, it has a little bit more of that, that sense of it being unwavering, because it's a characteristic of who you are, so it's like more permanent and constant. But again, most people see traits as something fixed, like it's who I am or it's not who I am. So if I'm not like that, then I cannot be like that, right? So how are you going to develop that? If you are not like that, how are you going to get there? So we need to understand what confidence really is, at least not just any kind of confidence, but this kind of confidence that we can call unwavering. We need to understand what it really is and how we can achieve it. Because my promise to you in this episode is, yes, there is a form of confidence that can be unwavering. But for that, first we need to understand it and how to get there. And for that, our next step is actually something that most people don't do. Our next step is a little bit different than just going into, okay, how do I build confidence? How do I build unwavering confidence? The next step is actually asking yourself, why do you want more confidence? If you really want to get to the root of it, you need to understand what's really behind the desire for confidence. What is it that you really want? What is it that you're really saying when you say, I want more confidence? Because if we don't understand the true, deeper underlying desire there, we're just going to be lost trying to achieve this something that we call confidence, but never actually getting where we want to get. So you need to understand, what do we really want when we say that we want more confidence? So look at it. If you go out on the street and you ask random people why do they want more confidence, you'd get all kinds of different responses. I want to start that project, that business. I want to feel better about myself. I want to have better public speaking. I want to ask that girl out. I want to deepen my relationships. I want to take that risky next step forward. I want to goes on and on. I want to feel better in my own skin. I want to express myself better, my opinions better. I want to be seen. I want to have a better performance in my work, in my job. I want to have more confidence to raise my prices in my job, in my work, in my business. I want so many reasons for that. So it can get us quite lost. But the thing is, I've looked at all of these reasons behind wanting more confidence, and I've been able to distill them down to 4 main core reasons for wanting confidence. And those are the following. Number 1 is to improve performance. So people want more confidence to improve performance in some area of their lives, whether it is at work, relationships, sports, some skill like public speaking. They will lack more confidence so that they can have a better performance. So perform better. That's the number 1 reason that encompasses many other sub-reasons. Second reason is to be able to take a meaningful risk. So do something that for them feels risky, but it's meaningful for them. So whether it is to start that business, to invest in themselves, to ask someone out on a date, to, whatever it is, to do something that feels risky, to have that difficult conversation. They want to be able to do those things and believe that having more confidence will let them do those things. Whereas now, without enough confidence, they feel stuck. They feel blocked from doing it. So that's the second reason. Take some meaningful risk. Do something that feels risky but important. And the third reason is authenticity. People want to be more authentic. They want to be more themselves, express themselves more authentically, be themselves in the world. But they feel that they need more confidence to be able to do that, because they feel that with low confidence, they're blocking themselves, they're hiding themselves from being their true selves. So authenticity is the third reason. And then the fourth reason, and it's like the deepest core reason that's probably behind all the others, is that people want to feel better about themselves. It's about self-love, self-worth. They want to feel good about themselves. And they really feel that they need more confidence to feel good about themselves, to love themselves better, to feel more worthy and valuable. So those are the 4 core reasons. They're all interrelated. And of course, they all come down in the end to just loving yourself better. But it's improve performance, take a meaningful risk, authenticity, and self-love. And I challenge you to think of any reason for wanting more confidence in your life that doesn't fit into one of these. I think they encompass all of the reasons. And so If those are the reasons, if that's why we truly want self-confidence, now how does this help us? So the next step, now this is a step where most people are not expecting. It's a really counterintuitive step, okay? But the next step is to say, okay, let's look at these goals. What we really want is to improve performance, to take meaningful risks, to be authentic, and to have more self-love. And we think that we need a higher confidence for that. So the next step is actually to challenge that. Why do we think that we need a higher confidence to be able to achieve those 4 things? And do we really need it? Do we really need a higher confidence to achieve those 4 things? Because right now you're thinking that you do need it, and that's why you really are desperate for feeling more confident. Because you think that if you don't feel more confident, you'll not be able to do those 4 things, which are very important for you. But what I'm challenging you here is to think that, what if your belief that you need more confidence to achieve those 4 things is actually inaccurate? What if you actually realize that you don't need more confidence to do those 4 things? What would that change in how you see them and how confident you feel about them? This is where we're going today. So in that case, imagine that we realize that actually confidence is not needed to achieve them. So in that case, would it mean that the only reason why you actually are getting stuck from achieving them is not that you have low confidence, but that you think you need to have more confidence to achieve them? And in that case, look at this. If you realize that you actually don't need more confidence to achieve those 4 things, then you feel like you can do them whether you have more confidence or you don't have confidence or you have low confidence. You can do them in either way. So what does that make you? Confident that you can do them no matter what. That makes you unwaveringly confident. So, does it mean that when you stop needing confidence to achieve those things is when you become unwaveringly confident? That's what it means, if it's true what we're saying here. So we need to understand, do we actually need confidence to achieve those 4 things? And if we don't, then what makes us believe that we do? What's making us feel that we need more confidence before we can do that? And how can we stop needing more confidence to do those things? And then that will be what creates the true unwavering type of confidence, the one that comes from not needing it. So this is the entire premise of this masterclass on self-confidence. But now let's actually look into it. Let's look into each one of those 4 core reasons of why people want more confidence. Let's see if you actually need more confidence to actually do them. And if you don't, then what makes you believe you need? What makes it feel like you need? So let's do that. Let's get into the first one, which is improving performance. So when people want more confidence to improve their performance, they are saying that, okay, I want to have a better performance. I want to be better at this skill, at this job, whatever it is. And for that, I think that if I have a higher confidence, I will perform better at it. That's like the idea. That's like the belief behind it. Let's look at that. Would a higher confidence actually improve your performance at something? Let's say you're learning the piano and you have low confidence. Would having a higher confidence that you can play the piano well, would it improve your performance? Probably not if you don't know how to play the piano, right? If you're learning to play tennis, or if you're, learning to do something new in your job, whatever it is, it doesn't seem like improving confidence just like that. It's going to help you improve your performance if you're not good at it anyway. So what we're saying is there's a distinction between confidence and competency. Confidence, well, how I define it is the subjective trust that you have in your own capacities. The trust in your capacities that you have. But competency, on the other hand, is the actual level of your capacities, the actual level of your skills. And which one of those actually directly influences your performance? It's the actual level of your skills, right? So if you actually want to improve your performance, you need to improve not your confidence, you need to improve your competency by training, by practicing. And confidence, you actually have low confidence at the beginning, and that's natural because you're not good at it yet. And in fact, that low confidence is what's going to help you improve, because you know that you're not good at it yet, so you feel the desire to improve and to practice. So you actually need low confidence to improve your performance, to improve your competency. You need to embrace it. Otherwise, imagine you're not good at it, but somehow you improve your confidence, so you think you're really good at it, which is a fake form of confidence, or what we can also call overconfidence. Then you're still bad, but you think you're good, so you're not even going to learn. And that makes it so that you actually never improve. So actually, in that case, having a higher confidence is even harmful to improving your performance. So not only you don't need it, having it would actually be harmful. So what you need to embrace the low confidence. Actually, you need low confidence. And then as you train and you improve your competency, and then your confidence will naturally improve. It'll naturally rise as you begin to see your skills improve and rise as well. That's just normal. That's what will happen naturally. So the thing here is, confidence is not what improves your performance, it's competency. And confidence is like a side effect of improving your competency. Once you improve your competency, naturally your confidence will also rise because you're seeing that your skills are now better. But to improve your performance, you don't need to improve your confidence. You just need to embrace the low confidence and then improve your competency, your skills, and then naturally a high confidence will arise. So you don't even need to think about confidence at all. You just need to improve your performance, embrace the low confidence, and that is what's going to help you actually improve and start gaining more skills, which will then create natural high confidence, which you don't even need to worry about. You don't need to worry about the high confidence if you want to improve your performance. It's not what's going to get you there. So this is showing you how actually confidence is not needed to improve your performance, right? So far, but wait, what if, let's think about now, what if you actually already have like some skills, some high competency, but you're blocking yourself from fully expressing them and fully allowing your full performance to come through you because you have low confidence? What if that's the case? Well, in that case, let's look at it. You have low confidence, but you have high competency, and that low confidence is preventing you from fully performing at your best. So in that case, improving your confidence would actually improve your performance, right? If you already have the skills, but you have a low confidence. And in a way, yes, it would. But in another way, you need to ask, why do you have low confidence there? This is kind of an imposter syndrome block, okay, what we're talking about here. So why do you have low confidence if you have high competency? Why is it there? Doesn't make sense. So that means that somehow this low confidence here is not coming from an accurate reflection of your skills, but it's coming from something underlying that's using the low confidence to block you from something. And that something must be something that feels dangerous to you. What is it? So in that case, people are not just saying, I think that having higher confidence will improve my performance because it will make me better at it. What they're actually saying is, I think that I could be already very good at this, but because of my low self-confidence, I'm self-sabotaging, I'm holding myself back. And so if I had a higher confidence, I would be able to fully express my skill and have a much better performance because of that. So this is the other way of looking at it. And what's happening here? So why is their self-confidence making them self-sabotage and not express their full competency? It means, if you know how emotions work, it must mean that there's something that your emotions are scared of if they do allow you to fully express your skills and competency. They're scared of something negative that might happen. And of course, it's one of the two. We're going to have soon the training on self-sabotage, but we're not going deep into this today, but it's always one of the two. It's either the fear of failure or the fear of success. It's always one of those two. They're either afraid of something that will happen if you fully express your skills and fail, or if something that will happen if you fully express your skills and you actually succeed and you have attention and visibility and success. Because for your emotions, one of those is going to feel scary. And why should it feel scary? Well, of course, it's because of, we have talked about this many times here, about trauma, some experience in your past, in your life growing up, that taught you that either failure or success are scary and it shouldn't have them. Because if you go there, you're going to be rejected, abandoned, punished, negative consequences. So your emotions are afraid of that. And so they're creating that low self-confidence to prevent you from actually going there. It's a self-protection mechanism that's blocking you. That's what's really happening there. And so what your emotions are really afraid of is, it's not even about the failure or the success itself. What they're really afraid of is about how you will feel if that happens. So they're really afraid of a feeling. And again, if you've been following this podcast, this is always the case. When your emotions are blocking you, it's really always because they're afraid of a certain feeling. And this is what's happening. So the low self-confidence here really means I'm afraid of feeling that feeling. And in this case, for most people, when they're saying, oh, I wish I had more confidence here, what they're really saying is, I wish I could do that without feeling that feeling. I wish I could be successful without feeling afraid or punished or abandoned or rejected. I wish I could try and fail without feeling the same. And I think that if I had more confidence, then I wouldn't feel that way. So you're starting to see what confidence is really, its real function here for people when they're asking this. It's not that they really want to feel more confident. It's just that they want to avoid feeling an uncomfortable feeling. Wanting more confidence starts to seem to be actually an emotional avoidance mechanism, a way for people to run away from their uncomfortable feelings that they are going to be forced to face if they move forward. In this case, if they do perform better or if they try to perform at their best. And even if you think about that situation where you need to improve your performance by improving your competency, by embracing low confidence, even if you think about that, like some people, maybe you, actually feel blocked from improving their competency by embracing their low confidence because that would require them to embrace their low confidence, which they don't feel comfortable with. And that would require them to, to try and fail, because if you're learning something new and you're not good at it, you're going to fail a lot. That's how you learn and that's how you improve. And actually many people prevent themselves from going through that process because why? Because they're afraid of the feelings that would come from that process, from the embracing that low confidence, from feeling the failure. They learn that failure is scary and they will be rejected and abandoned. So again, you can see that even in that situation, when you are like even preventing yourself from improving, even then, if you're saying like, I would like to be more confident on this, you're actually saying, I would like to avoid this stage of feeling not confident and avoid my feelings of like learning through failure and be already good at that. So it's again an emotional avoidance mechanism. It's again, you are saying, I would like to not feel these feelings that I'm going to feel. And so that's how it keeps you blocked. And so what people are really saying when they say, I want more confidence is, I would love to not feel these feelings. I would love to be able to perform and do my best without feeling those feelings. But because I'm afraid of feeling those feelings, I have to block myself with low confidence. So the problem in this is in the strategy that you're taking. You think that the solution is in magically having more confidence, which would magically help you avoid feeling those feelings. And then you could perform, and then you could perform at your best. But that's not possible, as you know. And even if you try to force it, it's not going to end up well. So what if instead of doing that? What if we realize, oh, what if I wasn't scared of feeling my feelings anymore? What if those feelings that I'm so afraid of, what if they became safe to feel? What if I could allow myself to feel the fear, the anxiety, the rejection, the abandonment, the negative, uncomfortable feelings that I know are going to be there when I succeed or when I fail? What if I would allow myself to feel them? Would I still need more confidence to do this? And the answer is, of course not. You wouldn't need more confidence because you wouldn't need to avoid those feelings anymore. But you also wouldn't be blocked anymore by low confidence. I mean, low confidence wouldn't even be there because it no longer needs to protect you from the uncomfortable feelings. If you already have the skills, it will no longer be there. So if you make it safe to feel your feelings, you no longer need confidence to improve your confidence. You also no longer need low confidence, so it will no longer be there. You will just be able to do whatever, to express your skills, to perform at your best, and be okay with anything that you feel. Because you know that if you feel anxious, sad, rejected, abandoned, you can sit with those feelings and it's safe. It's not a threat anymore. And because it's not a threat anymore, you and your emotions no longer need to block you from actually expressing your full skills. So you don't need more confidence, but also you don't need the low confidence anymore. It's like confidence, the concept of confidence even disappears because it's no longer needed. And this points to something very, very important and very interesting. People think that confidence, its job is like to make you better. But look at it. What really happens when you actually can fully express your skills is the concept of confidence even disappears. Which really shows that confidence in itself as a mechanism, its function is not to help you perform and thrive and be at your best. Actually, the function of confidence in our lives is to block us from doing things that feel dangerous and unsafe. And this can be a mind blower, but it's true. The purpose of confidence in your life is not to help you become better and thrive. It's actually to block you from doing things that you don't feel safe to do, or the consequences of that. Because think about it, like the only situation where low confidence would actually be like blocking you from doing something would actually be healthy. It would be like, for example, if you're actually thinking of doing something really dangerous, let's say, for example, climbing a very sheer cliff, and you have actually no skill in doing that, that would actually put you at risk. So low confidence would be like saying, no, don't do that because that's actually unsafe. So that's its function, is to keep you from doing things that are not safe. And for most of us, the thing is, it's doing its function not from reality, but from trauma. And it's not no longer a cliff that you're climbing, but it's something that because of trauma feels dangerous, because you're afraid of feeling the feelings that will come. So it feels unsafe, and their emotions are like, no, don't go there, right? Don't go there. So let's block your skills from expressing themselves, or let's even block you from trying. And that's its real function. It's a confidence is not a thriving mechanism. It's a survival mechanism. And look at it. When you have high confidence never improves your performance. At most, it just lets you fully express your full skills. So let's say if you have really good skills at something, having high confidence doesn't make you better at it. It just doesn't block you from fully expressing your skills. So you can see that the function of confidence is not to make you better. It's to block you when it's needed. And when it's not needed, then it can become higher and it allows you to fully express yourself. But confidence in itself doesn't make you better. At the most, it allows you to express yourself at your best, to be at your best, but that never makes you better. And that's really key to understand about confidence. So you can think about confidence as like this faucet, and the water is flowing, and you can open it more and more water flows through, or you can close it more and less water flows through, and in this case, skill flows through. But you can never open it more than the flow of water that's actually there. It's never going to actually increase the water that is already there. It just allows at maximum the full water to flow. So if you think about it, true skill, when you're really performing at your best, it's not even about having a high confidence. In fact, if you think about it, the moments where you're like thinking about your confidence, if you're feeling confident enough or not confident enough, did you perform at your best in those moments? Probably not. Probably it just becomes a block. When you're like worried about your level of confidence, it actually just becomes a block. So the moments where you are performing at your best are when the concept of confidence is not even present. Like this confidence thing is not even present at all. There's not even a faucet like regulating your skill. Your skill is just expressing itself at its full capacity. And that's a state that is called flow. That's when people enter into flow. Flow is that state where you're just fully expressing your skills without any blocks. Artists, athletes, executives, anyone that knows what it feels like to perform at your best. Like even when you're playing a game, for example, you're just in the flow. What's happening there? It's not even that you're feeling confident. You're just connected to yourself. You're just connected to your own skills and capacities, and there's no block, no wall, no faucet regulating that, no concept of confidence. You're just fully yourself. You're just fully connected to yourself and to your skills. And that means that the true thing that improves your performance is not confidence, is connection. Connection to yourself. And above all, the absence of confidence. More importantly, the absence of the need for confidence. It's when you no longer need confidence because you can feel all your feelings. All your feelings are safe to feel. That's where it comes from. And here's the thing. Look what happens when you can feel all your feelings with safety. Then you can do anything. You can improve your skills because you're not afraid. You can perform at your best. So look what happens. You stop needing confidence as a way to avoid your feelings. And now you feel that you can do anything. You can improve. You can be at your best. Independently of however you're going to feel. Because you can feel everything. So what do you become? Confident that you can do it no matter what. You become unwaveringly confident the moment you stop needing confidence. Again, coming back to this point. So this is a point that we're going to go again and again over. So this is just for this first core reason of improving performance, but let's look at the others. The next core reason, taking meaningful risks. And think about it. Now that you look at improving performance, you can see that improving performance is also a form of taking a meaningful risk, because in the end, you're doing something that feels risky. You're trying your best, you're allowing yourself to fully express yourself, or you're allowing yourself to learn and improve through failure and learning, right? So both of them bring feelings, emotions that can feel risky. So that also feels like taking a meaningful risk. So it's very connected to the next core reason. So taking meaningful risks. What do people really mean when they say, oh, I would love to feel more confidence so that I could take this meaningful risk? Ask that person out, start that business, have that difficult conversation. What are people really saying when they say, I would love it to have more confidence, and if I have more confidence, then I could take that risk. So after everything that we have discussed so far, you can probably already tell what people are really saying when they say, I want more confidence so I can take this risk, is I want this risk to stop feeling like a risk, right? Why is it risky? It's risky because maybe some negative consequences will come out of that, but why are those consequences negative? Think about that risk. If that negative consequence happens, why is it risky? In the end, it's always about how it will make you feel. You're always afraid of how you will feel, a feeling. And then many times, it's even directly the feeling, like if you want to ask that person out and the person rejects you, it's like, I'm going to feel that rejection and I don't want to feel it. So maybe if I have more confidence, I wouldn't even need to feel it at all. I wouldn't feel the rejection. I would just feel so confident, Rejection wouldn't even happen. That's not true, of course. So what people are saying is, I want to kind of control the outcome. Sometimes I want more confidence means I want to control the outcome I want the outcome to be the one that I want and not the one that I don't want. So I want to know the outcome. I want this to stop feeling like a risk, right? And this is very interesting because first, of course, we cannot really control outcomes, and that's why you're stuck, because you never can control it. And second, actually, the only way of controlling the outcome is to not do anything at all. It's not even try it, because then you know the outcome, what it will be. It's not the one that you want, but you know which one it will be. So at least you have control and you feel like you are avoiding the risky feelings, which in the end, you're just creating more of them, but it feels like at least you have control. And so that's how people end up creating more of the feelings that they're afraid of by being afraid of them. But think about it. If you're wanting to avoid that uncertainty, that risk, what does that make the situation? Does it still feel like a meaningful risk? Because think about anything that's meaningful in your life. There's always uncertainty to it. There's always like a risk. There's always like this, you're not in control of how it's going to go. And you don't want to be. You don't want to be. That's why it's a meaningful risk. That's why it's bringing you out of your comfort zone, because it's something that's expanding you. So for example, you want to ask someone out on a date. Do you want to control the outcome? I wouldn't want to control the outcome. If the person would say yes, it's because she wants to, not because I'm forcing it to be like that. Otherwise, it's not meaningful anymore. It's not a genuine connection anymore. In any situation, it's like that. So if you actually want to take meaningful risks, they need to be risks. They need to not be sure. They need to feel like that's part of what makes them meaningful. And if you're wanting to control the outcome, if you're wanting it to not feel like a risk, then you're going to be stuck. And then you're going to try to control the outcome. Or you're going to try to feel more confident magically, but you don't need to. You just need to be open and able to take the risk and to feel the feelings that will come from that risk. So if you ever feel like you're trying to control outcomes in your life, that's a very good sign that you are stuck. Okay, whenever you're doing something to grow, to get anywhere, and you already know exactly what the outcome will be, that's usually a sign that you are stuck. You're not growing, you're actually stuck. You're self-sabotaging. If you already know what the outcome will be, if you feel like you're controlling it, that's usually a sign that you're stuck and that you're avoiding taking that real risk. And so this is what's really happening when people say that they want more confidence to take that risk is, I really want to control the outcome and I don't want to feel the emotions that I will feel. So it's not, you don't want more confidence, you want to avoid your feelings. And again, it's not going to work that way. So your other way of doing that is to learn how to feel your feelings, your uncomfortable feelings with safety. And again, if you learn how to feel your uncomfortable feelings with safety, then it becomes safe to feel the feelings. And that's when the risk stops feeling like a risk. But not because those feelings are no longer going to happen, but because if they happen, it's safe for you. It's safe to have them. You're going to be okay with those feelings. And that's when it stops feeling like a real, threatening risk. It's still a risk because you might be rejected, but you're not afraid of those feelings. And you also might not be rejected, and you're also not afraid of the success and the love and the visibility and everything. So if you no longer need to avoid those feelings, that's how you can actually take the meaningful risk and probably succeed. That's how it goes. Which means that what you truly need to be able to take the meaningful risk is not more confidence, which actually would mean to avoid feeling those feelings, but to allow yourself and learn how to feel those feelings safely, and then you can take that. And again, once you feel like you can feel any feelings safely, no matter what outcome happens, then you become the most powerful person on the planet, because then you can take any risks. You can do anything because nothing blocks you anymore. You become free to do whatever you want because nothing blocks you anymore. And what is that? when you feel like you can do anything, you can take any risk, and you're going to be safe, you're going to be okay no matter what, that is true unwavering confidence. So again, you become truly unwaveringly confident when you stop needing confidence to take meaningful risks and to act. And again, true unwavering confidence, what it actually means in this case and where it actually comes from, is from your capacity to feel all your feelings, all your emotions with safety. And this is just the second core reason. Let's go to the third core reason, authenticity. So authenticity, again, you already start seeing the pattern here. When people say, I want to be more confident, to be authentic, what's really happening is I want to avoid the feelings that will come if I'm being authentic. Because again, authenticity is just really a special form of taking a meaningful risk, because it's meaningful to you to be authentic, but it's risky because if you're authentic, you risk like real rejection and disconnection and very uncomfortable feelings that can come from being authentic. So when people say, I want to be more confident so I can be more authentic, they're really saying, I would like to be authentic and not have to feel those feelings. And of course, that's impossible. And with authenticity, it's even a level deeper here, because you're basically asking yourself to be different and not feel something that you would feel to be authentic. And that's like against the very definition of authenticity. Because authenticity means being yourself fully, who you are, including all your feelings. So if you're saying, I should be more confident, I need to be more confident to be authentic, you're saying I need to not be authentic to be authentic. So this shows that actually the quest for confidence to be more authentic kills the authenticity that you're looking for. In the process of wanting more confidence to be authentic, you are making it impossible to be authentic. And so confidence doesn't make you authentic. Wanting more confidence prevents you from being authentic. So being authentic would actually mean welcoming and expressing all the feelings that you're feeling, including the inauthentic part. That's where it really comes from. So it's impossible. And the only way that you can do that, again, is by learning to feel all your feelings safely, including the possible feelings of rejection and everything that will come if you start expressing yourself authentically. Only then can you allow yourself to be truly authentic. Only then. So when you start being truly authentic, then you feel like what happens is you start expressing yourself fully, including the non-confident part, and you feel like you can welcome everything that comes. So you start feeling like you can be yourself everywhere in any situation, even if you're going to be rejected or not understood or not seen, you can welcome all of that. So you feel like you can be authentic in any situation, which makes you confident that you can be authentic in any situation, which makes you unwaveringly confident again. So it's not that confidence will not make you authentic, but authenticity will make you confident. And it starts from learning to welcome all your feelings, to fully learn how to safely feel all your parts, all your emotions in every situation. And that's where the true unwavering confidence comes from. It's not the confidence that you're looking for, that most people looking for, is actually just an emotional avoidance mechanism. And that's not the one that you want, but the true one that comes from being able to fully welcome all your emotions. So if you want to be authentic, forget about confidence. Learn to welcome all your parts, including the parts that don't feel confident, and then watch as you become unwaveringly confident in yourself. That brings us beautifully to the last big core reason, which is self-love. So people say, I want more confidence so I can love myself better, so I can feel better about myself. And you can already see where this is going, right? You want more confidence so you can have more self-love. So this means that you cannot love yourself with low confidence. So this means that the parts of you that feel unconfident are not lovable. This makes self-love impossible, right? This makes self-love impossible. true self-love means loving all of who you are, all your parts, including the ones that don't feel confident. That's true unconditional self-love. So saying that you want and need more confidence to have more self-love, it's conditional love. It's more of the trauma that was created that from the beginning. You're just doing more of the trauma onto yourself. Like saying, oh, I will only love myself if and when X happens, if and when I'm good at that, if and when I'm confident. If I'm not confident, I cannot and will not love myself. I cannot. It's not possible. That part of me, the part of me that is not confidence, does not deserve love. It's not lovable. That's what you're saying to yourself. So you can see that the need to be confident to have more self-love is actually what prevents that self-love, because it's conditional. And it's coming from trauma. You learned as a child that you don't deserve love, or that part of you cannot be loved if you are not fully confident, or if you're not performing, or whatever it is. But the true path to unconditional full self-love is not to actually get there. Even if you get there, even if you become confident, your self-love is still going to depend on that confidence. So you're going to be always afraid of losing that confidence in your life, because then you'd lose self-love. And what happens when you're always afraid of losing self-confidence? You become unconfident because you're always afraid. So again, it's self-destructive pattern. So the true way to get to self-love is to learn to love all your parts without needing confidence. It's when you stop needing confidence that you can achieve real self-love. So you think that you need more confidence to achieve real self-love, but no, you need to stop needing confidence, to stop requiring yourself to be confident or to be anything to have self-love. And then you will have full self-love. When you learn again how to welcome all your parts, how to feel all your feelings, including loving the parts that don't feel confident, including loving the parts of you that you feel are unlovable, that don't deserve love. That's where you truly develop the true self-love. And then what happens when you can love all the parts of you, including the ones that don't feel confident? What happens? Then you can be yourself fully in every situation. Then you will feel loved no matter what. Then you will stop needing to do or be or feel anything whatsoever to feel good about yourself. So you will feel good about yourself no matter what. You will love yourself no matter what. That is true unconditional self-love. And that will make you truly, unwaveringly confident. Because you know you'll love yourself, you'll have love no matter what. And so you can do anything, go anywhere, try everything. That's where real, unwavering confidence comes from. It comes from unconditional self-love. It is unconditional self-love. And this is what I wanted to show you today. The key point in this entire masterclass is the following. Most of the times, not to say always, whenever you are wanting more self-confidence, you're actually wanting to avoid an emotion. That's what it really means. Wanting more confidence most of the times is just wanting to not feel an emotion. And it's never going to work that way. And the truth is, you don't need more confidence to achieve any of those things. You need to stop needing confidence. You need to stop needing to avoid those feelings. You need to learn how to have unconditional self-love and accept and love all your parts and feelings. And when you do that, when you learn how to love and accept all your parts and feelings, that's when you can achieve anything, because nothing stops you anymore. Nothing is blocking you anymore inside. And that is when you become truly, unwaveringly confident. That's where true self-confidence comes from. It's from internal safety, from learning to feel all your feelings safely. That's the true definition of unwavering confidence, and that's how you achieve it. By stopping needing. So, just to try and reflect back the core paradigm shifts that we've uncovered here, people think they need confidence in order to act, but what they truly need is inner safety, the capacity to feel their feelings and know that they will be safe. People think confidence will finally let them be authentic, but actually it's practicing authenticity through courageous, often messy authenticity while tending to your feelings that creates real, embodied confidence. And people desperately want confidence so they can finally feel worthy. But in reality, it's the practice of radical present tense unconditional self-love that gives rise to an unshakable sense of genuine confidence, not the other way around. And that brings everything we've talked about into focus. When you stop needing confidence to perform, you unlock flow. When you stop needing confidence to take a risk, you become bold and resilient. When you stop needing confidence to be authentic, you become magnetic and aligned. And when you stop needing confidence to feel loved, you become whole. And at all times, we kept weaving back to this central, mind-bending paradox. You become unwaveringly confident the moment you stop needing to be confident. Or in other words, the moment where you stop needing to avoid any feelings, any part of you. People want to increase their confidence so that they can reach a certain goal, usually one that fits those 4 core reasons. In other words, they believe that their low confidence is what's blocking them from their goals. But what I'm showing you is that that's not true at all, that you don't need confidence at all to achieve those goals, and in fact, you'd be better off without it. So if low confidence is not what's actually blocking you, but you find yourself blocked, thinking that you need more confidence, feeling that you need more confidence, then that can only mean one thing, that the true block is not low confidence, but the belief that low confidence is the block, and above all, the need to have that higher confidence, or the need to not feel that low confidence. So you're stuck not because your confidence is not high enough, but because you think you need it to be higher, and so you're not moving forward. And that also means that what you need to be able to move forward and achieve your goals is not more confidence, but to realize you don't need more confidence to move forward. And that's when you become free and empowered, and therefore truly confident. And so all of this means that the real reason why you're blocking yourself is not low confidence, but a need to protect yourself from something that feels scary to you. And low confidence is just the protective mechanism used for that. And that in turn means that what you need to get unstuck is not to increase your confidence, but to make it internally safe for you to do that thing and feel that feeling. So, coming back to the main point of this entire masterclass, you become unwaveringly confident when you realize that you don't have to feel confident to move forward. Or better, when you make it so that you don't need confidence anymore to move forward, because feeling your feelings is no longer scary. And you can embrace them and love them exactly as they are, without needing to avoid any of them. So this is it. This is the entire point that I wanted to share with you today. You don't need confidence. You'll need to learn how to fully love and accept all your feelings, feel all your emotions with safety, and then you become truly unwaveringly confident. And of course, the work of doing that, the work of learning to love all your feelings and welcome that, it's a profound work. And that's, if you're interested in learning how to do that, that's exactly why we created our courses and our support, especially the Emotional Mastery Academy. So you can find that on our website, starsoulschool.com. We have created these courses to give you all the support and guidance that you need to do this very powerful but often challenging work of learning to befriend, feel all your emotions and feelings, and even transform them from being blocks into superpowers. So check that out at starsoulschool.com. Would love to have you there. But I want to leave you with one final action step, and this is the following. Whenever you feel like you're craving confidence in something in your life, whenever you feel like you would like more confidence, that you need more confidence, always remember to ask yourself, what is the feeling that I'm afraid of that I'm going to feel? And then love that feeling. Love that feeling. Always ask yourself, if you're needing more confidence, if you feel like in any situation in your life, you're feeling like, oh, I wish I just had more confidence. If I just had more confidence, I would be able to do this. Always ask yourself, what feeling am I afraid of feeling? What emotion am I avoiding? And then love that emotion. And your life will change, and you will stop needing confidence. And that's when you'll become truly, unshakably confident.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Talk the Walk. If you enjoyed it, like us and send it to someone who you think will like it too. We love your feedback and interaction, and you're welcome to leave us a comment or review, ask a question, or just reach out. Lastly, if today's conversation stirred something in you, remember, you don't have to walk this path alone. Our Star Soul Skill community is where these conversations continue, where you can connect with others on similar journeys and access the courses and support designed to help you integrate this work into your daily life. You will find everything at starsoulschool.com, and the link is in the show notes. See you next time.